Forget the presents under the tree. We just want the 3 points on Boxing Day, and we've done it. And Eddie Howe's fans are absolutely flying. The Aston Villa match will stop the Newcastle fans. Do us a favour and make sure you stick around now. It's Christmas! No, it's not anymore. That is done and dusted. Welcome back to Black White Banter, Newcastle fans. We are ready for Boxing Day football. And if you're anything like me, you go to bed, you keep yourself quite right on the wines and the shots and the Baileys on a Christmas day night, because it's all eyes on Boxing Day. I've always been the same. I prefer a Boxing Day away day, admittedly, but we are ready to go. This feels more like Christmas Day to me. And anyway, firstly, before we get to the football, anyone who's watching this, I hope you've all had a lovely Christmas, drinking too much, eating too much, and being jolly and being merry. And being merry is the key here, because what I'm hoping this Christmas brings is, if Santa already hasn't been down the chimney, I'd say he has, with a win against Leicester, convincing, Brentford Cup quarter-final, tick, into the semis we go, and then Ipswich, the perfect away day. No goals conceded, 4 scored, and suddenly all of the stress about Eddie Howe and what was going wrong and what needed fixing is looking a bit brighter, isn't it? That Premier League table looks a little bit brighter. Chasing down Pep Guardiola's boys, the less said about their form, the better. But yes, the big Christmas present that I want is 3 points against Aston Villa. And the reason that's important over this festive period is because there's been a lot of arguments and a lot of comments, which I understand, that Eddie Howe's side have won against lesser teams that you would maybe expect us to. Our problem was that we were not picking up enough points against teams in the bottom half of the league. 0.86 points per game before the Leicester game, to be exact. And that wasn't good enough. The bigger matches we were getting up for and the lesser teams, we were not. We just weren't. The bigger players weren't playing to their capabilities, and it was a concern. So we've done what was expected. We've done it with 11 goals and 1 conceded. So probably exceeded what you would expect in those matches with ease, which is not a statement I use too often with Newcastle. But now it's about what we can do against Aston Villa, Man United, Tottenham, and then that massive cup semi-final down at the Emirates just in the new year after Tottenham. These are the games, and Aston Villa, sod's law, have come into this on a bit of form. They're struggling a little bit, in my opinion, with what we struggled with last year. Champions League, as much as you can add players in the window, and I think they added a couple, they lost a couple at the same time. They're struggling with it. They've had wins against Bayern Munich, very jealous to see that. They've drawn against Juventus. They're in the new format, so they've even got even more Champions League matches than what we did. But their league form, they've just beat Man City. It's been quite up and down. And it's 2 informed teams now, you could argue, after that win against Man City going to battle. So I am confident today, because I'm seeing that spring in the step. And I keep talking about Eddie Howe's momentum mags. But let's get over to St James's Park today. Atmosphere on Boxing Day can be a little bit iffy, if I'm being honest. That's why I don't like home Boxing Day matches. Everyone's a little bit hungover from Christmas. There's no train, so not as many people can get on the beers because they've got to drive to the game. The atmosphere is normally pretty naff. I've still got shudders down my spine from Chris Wood turned into Prime Lionel Messi last Boxing Day. It's St James's in the early kick-off, so fingers crossed our Christmas turkey is not shat on by a poor result today. And then it's the cup final for me on the Man United. But Aston Villa up first. Lots of bad blood with this team. I say it every time we play them. I don't feel that as strong. Yes, they were knobheads when we got relegated, but what we're talking about now, that was 15 years ago by me, unless my maths is massively out. 15 years, 2009, long time ago. There's a bit of a rivalry being created on social media, probably more than in the flesh, between the fans, if I'm being totally honest. But we are both trying to break into that big 6, and PSR is trying to crap on both teams. So you could argue this is the PSR derby today. So I've sprayed myself with my new Lynx Africa. I've got my new aftershave on. I'm going to go and sample a couple of beveraginis for Christmas before the match. And fingers crossed, I am dancing all the way down the steps from St James's Park at full time for a very, very Merry Christmas. But without further ado, let's get in a taxi because there's no trains on and get over there. Away, Eddie Howe's festive as good mags. Wait!
Oh, me lads, you should have seen us coming, passing the boats along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all the smiling faces, gathered along the Scotch Road. on a summer's afternoon. We took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Blaine. Oh, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gunning along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races. We went to bleeding races, 'twas on the 9th of June 1862 on a summer's afternoon. We took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Blaine. Whoa.
The ground, very because Davy's ass. Because Davy, oh, his hat's jingling. Very Christmas, Christmas bells
it's
jingling.
The Christmas bells are jingling.
Right, Gordy. My usual go-to now after matches. Met you at half time for a beer. We were all confident. We were all happy that we were going to get 3 points. Sum that one up on this continuous run that just seems to be a wave of momentum over the Christmas period.
Yes, that is. The consistency's back.
It is.
That's what I'm loving.
Yeah.
It's great.
It is great.
It is great.
Merry
I've got
Christmas.
a smile on my face. It's Merry Christmas to all your followers. Honestly, I hope you all have a great Christmas and you have a fabulous New Year. Everyone that follows this page.
This will probably be posted 3 days later, so.
Well, Happy New Year, everybody. But yes, that was as soon as they went out to 10 men,
Yeah.
I thought we need to control this game and just.
We did.
We did. We'd controlled it from when they had 11 men, to be fair. I don't think they troubled Dubravka at all, that whole game.
Mm-hmm.
There's not once I thought, oh, I'm a bit, like, every time we see we go forward, look like we're going to score. Yeah, this is like what I expected Newcastle United like.
Because this is a start of a very difficult run compared to, no disrespect to them, Leicester, Brentford and Ipswich. We now suddenly go into Villa, Man United and Tottenham away. So this is a different start. So in terms of going into this run, how do you feel like we've started that today?
The start of the run is cracking. I expect another 3 points against Man United.
Oh, don't tease me with that.
I'm sorry, but I expect 3 points against Man United. If we don't get 3 points, I'll probably be disappointed playing away and not getting 3 points. Tottenham, you don't know what Tottenham's going to turn up.
No, well, it's going to be open. My God.
Honestly, like, it's going to be. It might play in our hands the way they play, because they like to get forward and we like to counter. So Tottenham's going to be. It depends on what team Tottenham turns up, what side turns up to what sort of result. But I expect another 3 points to finish the year. And why not? Let's do another 3 points to start the year. Come on.
Well, I'll circle back to this match right now. Who's your standout today? If you had the Man of Match trophy in your hand right now, who are you giving it to?
That's tough, you know.
Yeah. I don't think personally there was a huge standout today.
There was.
I thought Joe Linton was good. I thought Gordon was good, but I'm not putting ideas on you. I shouldn't be saying these things. Go on, give me. You can pass the award to one person. Who's it going to?
Sandro.
Okay.
That guy, from after everything he's been through, what we've been through, everything, everybody said, oh, him and Bruno can't play together. They're proven they can. And that bloke, he's performing week in and week out.
Yeah.
That 55 million looks an absolute bargain, you know.
I'll tell you what, that league table's looking different, isn't it now?
I haven't even seen it, but I'm
Apparently
buzzing.
Fifth, I think we are now, from what I've seen in my WhatsApp groups. Fifth in the table.
Fifth in the table. Honestly, if you'd said that to me at the beginning of the season, I would have...
Christmas.
Fifth in the table.
Cup semi-final.
Semi-final of the Cup against Arsenal. Home and away, yeah. We're going to Wembley, end of, like... I would have took that. I would have beat your hand off it.
Right, joined by Sharpie, one of my TikTok followers. It was such an absolute pleasure to meet him. Just outside. It's died down a bit now, which is always nice. Sharpie, right, first question. Lovely run of form we're on, and we continued it in what could be argued is probably the harder of the recent matches. Sum up that game first and foremost.
I think we're absolutely top class from start to finish, really.
Yeah.
Anthony Gordon, unreal goal.
Yeah, it was good today.
That was the start we needed from start to finish.
I feel like Anthony Gordon's back a little bit.
Yeah.
Since that Liverpool match, he seems to have a bit of a spring in his step again.
Definitely Anthony Gordon, definitely back up there, definitely. Sandro Tonali, that number 6 role, outstanding again. He's all over the place, he is. Class, he is.
We've all been thinking it, we've all thought he was.
Alright, I don't think you can take him into the team now. No chance. Not for Longstaff, no. Neither disrespect to Longstaff, but Sandro Tonali, honestly. He's the glue of this team, easily.
And who would you give man of the match if you could? I know it's a difficult one. It sounds like your team, Sandro, I think, for man of the match, are you? Or?
For the match.
It's a difficult
very
one.
Difficult to say. I say Sandro Tonali, definitely.
And how are you feeling? Last question. I won't keep you too long. How are you feeling? Obviously, pre-Leicester game, there was a lot of negativity. We were on a bit of a bad run. Brentford away, we lost. West Ham, we lost. Palace, we drew. How are you feeling from then to now? Has it been a big shift for you, like it has been for a lot of fans? Suddenly everything is great against you in the matches?
I feel more optimistic than what we were.
Yeah.
Because I've went for 4-2.
Were you really concerned after the Brentford game, or just?
No, not really. No, I've always backed Newcastle United for whatever the results are.
Right.
So if we get beat, we get beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think we've got to keep going. Consistent all the time.
Merry Christmas, everyone. I tell you what, forget Merry Christmas, Merry Boxing Day, because that's all I wanted was 3 points brought down the chimney at home to Aston Villa. I tell you what, we got 3 points and it was relatively comfortable. Was it more comfortable because of the sending off? Of course it was. But I tell you what, we started the game and there was nothing on that pitch to suggest to me that if the sending off hadn't happened, we wouldn't have won that football match. And that's what I'm taking away from today. Look, as I've just spoke to fans about there was lots of scepticism about the form before Leicester when we got beat at Brentford, the Newcastle sort of matches that we should win, Leicester, Brentford, Ipswich, yes. Is there an argument we should be winning those matches? And we did. As I mentioned at the start, we did. But it was all about what we could do against a better side. Villa have been a bit indifferent in the Premier League this season, but they're coming off a win against Manchester City. But I'll tell you what, that was pretty good. It was. It wasn't easy. You could tell we were playing against better opposition. Leicester were open as hell. Brentford were open as hell. It wasn't like that in this one. But we had the intensity that Eddie Howe's team, we get sick of saying it, were built upon. And it was a good result. It really was. Look, start of the day, team news. Trippier came in. We don't know whether Livermento's got an injury. If somebody does know that, maybe I didn't read that coming into this match. Trippier came in. I was a bit like, well, we know we get the set pieces. I thought he was relatively good. I thought he was lively, but that was the team news when the game started, and you want that intensity. And an early goal from this Newcastle team, I'm starting to see, because we've got some of the highest points from winning positions, is really, really important. And we got it, and what a goal it was. Anthony Gordon, Joe Linton, one pass across. He had a lot of space, admittedly, and Martinez, who is one of the best goalkeepers in the world, as much as it pains me to say, because he looks a bit of a knob, could do nothing about that. Anthony Gordon, I didn't think he was great at Ipswich, but he's got a bit of zip about him again. He's got a bit of zip, and he had it, and that goal filled him with a world of confidence. Absolutely fantastic, and that just set us up. And we chipped and we chipped and we chipped away. We had a goal disallowed from Joe Linton. We had a fair few goals disallowed. Villa chipped away, but they didn't really cause Dubravka any problems. They really, really didn't, and that was nice to see. And you're going in at half time, and you just want something. You want something to happen, whether it's a second goal to kill the game in half time or whether it's something else. I tell you what, that red card, I've watched it back at half time over a beer. Do I think that was a solid red card, like an intense red card? I'm not so sure. It looked bad. I heard it was bad. It didn't look a stamp, but he definitely leaves his foot in. And the blokes in front of me having a beer at half time said, well, we used to do that to each other. That wasn't too bad. Well, this is the Premier League, and this isn't two old blokes playing on a Sunday at all. And it probably was. It was daft of him. It probably was a red card, and that's silly. Their main man, their most informed striker, is off, and half time, all is well and good in the world, despite the pretty average pints. So we go into the second half, and I'm thinking, right, everybody thinks that 10 men is an easy match. It's not. They will defend. They'll play on the counter, and that makes it harder. And what I was worried about, I'll be honest, is Newcastle have struggled when teams park the bus. And I didn't know whether the second half just might be a little bit cagey in that sense. And we chipped away, and I was soon quite confident that we'd get a second. And Alexander Isak, the man in form, he's chasing down Alan Shearer's goal contributions in a calendar year record. He bangs one in, and as soon as that second goal went in, I was never worried. And I haven't said that too many times at St James's Park this season. I was never worried, because we were riding that wave. And then Barnes comes in. Obviously Trippier went off in an injury, which was concerning, a bit unfortunate, because I thought he was having a great game. And it was never in doubt from there. We had another goal disallowed from Bruno, and Aston Villa put a couple of worrying balls into the box. The one where Trippier got injured, where it just went past the post when he cleared it. A couple of scary moments where you worried it might go 2-1, but generally speaking, Dubravka has now played 4 matches and had barely any saves to make, apart from a free kick today that I can remember from the top of my head. A couple of catches, good with his feet, steady away, but Dubravka has been, and you know, I've got to say he's part of that, because he's better with the ball at his feet. He has commanded his box. He's had nothing to do, and that's fair play to this whole Newcastle team. Personal performances, let's talk about some. A big standout for me has got to be Jhon. From where I was standing, not sitting, Jhon was absolutely brilliant today. We know how important he is. He didn't play against Ipswich, and he wasn't needed in the end, fortunately. But I thought he was really, really good. He was commanding, he was powerful, he was aggressive. He was just really, really good. He was that lovely linchpin, that aggressive linchpin, that athletic linchpin between midfield and attack. That's something, in my opinion, that Bruno doesn't offer, and also what Tonali doesn't offer. I thought he was really, really good. Lovely to have him back in the team. And if we are winning matches without him, then winning matches with him, that's also a good sign. Tonali, let's talk about him. I thought in the first half, Tonali actually gave a couple of passes away, and I thought, oh, that's not like our Italian king. But as the game went on, I thought he was brilliant. He's really making that position his own. He's still interchanging, he's still supporting the attack. But Bruno looks a lot more free. And I think Bruno taking the captain's armband, but also taking that number 6 role, has just come with a lot of responsibility for him, and a lot that he's maybe struggled to deal with. I thought he was just steady away, doing the things that maybe don't get seen, but making this Newcastle team tick, and allowing Bruno to maybe get that Brazilian spark out of his pants and make things happen in the final third. And that's been absolutely delightful to see. I thought Anthony Gordon, as I've just talked to about a couple of people there, he's got his zip back. I didn't think he was great at Ipswich, but at Liverpool he got the goal. I thought he looked good when he came on against Brentford. Leicester? I thought he was bright as against Leicester, and then he's gone and banged on the top corner. Beautiful finish that was. He just looked dangerous all day. He got Matty Cash booked quite early doors, which puts their right back on a bit of an edge, and that does help us. Let's not forget that when a player gets a yellow card, that draws them back. I thought defensively we were really good today. Fabian Schär, crucial in getting that red card with that crunch and tackle that we love to see. I thought defensively we were really solid. And Kieran Trippier, let's talk about Kieran Trippier, who has been in and out of the team, hasn't really started a football match this season. He's probably regretting not leaving. He comes back in, and the professional he is, used to be club captain. I thought he was brilliant. That man should be playing first team football. I think we all know it. I knew it in the stands. We all know it. And he probably will. Will he leave in January? Maybe, but I don't think Eddie Howe would want to get rid of him. I thought he was very good today, and I hope his injury's not serious. Isak was a bit quieter today. Jacob Murphy didn't pull up trees like he has in the last couple of matches, but was crucial in terms of how he knows this system, and he plays and he works hard. And Bruno, I thought, was just pulling the strings. Him and Tonali are working well together, really, really well. So yeah, this was a massive 3 points. That's now what? 3 Premier League wins in a row, a cup semi-final against an Arsenal team without Isak, and suddenly things are looking absolutely brilliant. And there's a feel-good factor in the air, not just because it's Christmas and I've got my Links Africa set on and everybody's off till the new year. It's because Newcastle United are winning football matches, and this beautiful city behind me is built on Newcastle doing well and winning football matches. It dictates the mood when we win, it dictates the mood when we lose, and I think we're now up to 5th in the table. And I'm looking at Man United. It's my cup final. I want us to go there and win football match, win that match more than anything. That is literally my cup final. It's a massive game for me, that, because I despise them. So I want every single Newcastle player to rest up, get back on the training ground and work a little bit harder, because that Man United team is there for the taking, as Bournemouth just proved. They are there for the taking, and that is a match that means a lot to a lot of Newcastle fans and really sends us into the new year absolutely flying. Yeah, it was comfortable today, and yes, will we help with the sending off? That's what lots of people will say in the press, that's what the articles will say, We didn't pull up trees, I didn't think, from an attacking point of view, but we've got our zip back. Players are having shots, players are supporting the attack, and Eddie Howe, I believe, is now finding a balance that has been missing for a while. Newcastle fans, Merry Christmas is the first thing I'm going to say. Go and enjoy your Christmas beers. Go and enjoy the mini quality street, the miniature heroes, the roses that you've bought, that you've been bought. Maybe take the shirts and the pants back that you're not too keen on, as long as you've got the receipts. And Man United is just 4 days away, and that is my biggest game of the season, because I hate them, and I really hope we can take this form in. But we are flying at the moment, and that's a quick turnaround from what looked pretty bleak times prior to Brentford. The one Christmas present we always wanted was Newcastle United to be in form. We are in form, and that's why I'm going to go and enjoy a couple of Boxing Day beers. Keep the faith, Newcastle fans. Do us a favour, drop that little follow, drop that little like, drop that little subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Eddie Howe's mags, Eddie Howe's festive mags are absolutely flying over the festive period. Keep the faith, and away the lads. Come on!